EA Sports coverage of the NFL takes us to the Carolinas and Bank of America Stadium here in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
Ready? 10-2 stop.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
61, matchbox, lights. Snap.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. It's caught by Mike Evans. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
Topper! Hey, shoot!
58 to Mike, 58 to Mike. Yo.
2nd and 3. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Just the first quarter, but tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a long night.
A bit of an opening there on the first down run as they get this forward for about 6 yards. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
2nd and 4 at the 48-yard line.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. And to give this time to the tailback. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
And it's 3rd down.
Here we go. 50, plant. Smooth.
59 mark. Check, 59. Get that ball, D. Get that ball.
Mike, let go.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. How about this for an opening drive decision? You got 4th and short, just outside of field goal range in all likelihood. What do?
I'm going for it. I've got to go get it right now. I want to establish a tone. It's early in the game. I want to let my offense know that I believe in them. And you know something else? I let my defense know I believe in them also by taking that gamble. If we don't get it, it's okay. You guys will cover for me.
On 4th down, Lawrence. And they're going to bring him down. Back across midfield at the 45. Devin White. And this crowd loves it as their guys hold on the opening drive.
You ready?
54. Mike, 54.
Hey, orbit.
Mike, 54.
Throwing on 1st down. Nix. And this will be incomplete. physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself
But when this ball's tipped and intercepted, it's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right, it felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but if they make them out of bounds, that does you no good.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. Second down, a little more productive than first. 7 yards on the gain. It gets him to 3rd and 3 now.
And it's 3rd down.
Ready? 10 Lobo.
Silver.
Looking to throw. Lawrence. And incomplete. A disappointing drop there defensively by the rookie. And now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Pulled in at the 24. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you.
Okay, Coach, thank you. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is in uptown Charlotte, North Carolina at Bank of America Stadium. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. It's a short kick, taken at the 15. Through an opening, and there he goes. Touchdown, Carolina! He brings the kickoff back 85 yards as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. So a heck of a start to this one. We haven't even gotten settled in already in the end zone on the opening kickoff.
And you know what happens, too? Now you got to translate what that means, because I think for the team that just scored, their defense, I think they'll be more aggressive now. They'll be bolder. They're playing with a lead and an early one and some momentum. So if you're the offensive coordinator on the other side of the field, you'd better be prepared for some heavy pressure coming your way. They're going to try and get another big score and a big one early.
Come on, set. 18 Gators.
Come on. Let's go, defense. Our time. It's our time. Switch.
22 jet bombers. 22 jet bombers. Go, go. Right up.
On first down, Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check, check, check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
And it's third down.
Little trouble thus far on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 11.
Two draw Corkers. Get it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 13 yards, first down, Packers. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important third down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Mike is 59. Mike the 59. So we got man. Check safety, check safety.
Back to throw. Lawrence. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 28.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Looking to throw. Lawrence. Looking left side, and it's complete. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a first.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
90 Wolf.
Man left. 3 down. Hey, check. 3 down.
On your team, 6-6, pull it high.
Check 49. He's coming. We got double up.
And we welcome all of our viewers inside a place that the folks around here like to call the Vault. And that's Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Here we go. Set. 50. Plant.
54. Mike, 54. Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Hey, Delta.
Screen.
On 1st and 10, Knicks. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Josh Jackson, and his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line. Boy, an aggressive play call to start this game. It backfired, but aggressive, no question about that.
Is that one of those statement calls? Trying to let you know that they're going to be aggressive right out of the gate, but that one hung up just a little bit too long. He made a nice play on the ball defensively and was able to pick it off.
Check. 59.
Ready.
Throwing on 1st down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
I'm here all day.
Now they'll run it on the toss. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
To throw on 3rd down, Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. On 4th down, J.K. Scott ready to punt it away. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got to be thrilled to have this game still at 0-0 after the interception thrown on the very first play of the game.
They certainly do. And what I enjoyed was watching him on the sidelines, because as the defense came off, he was there to congratulate them and really say thanks, because he threw the interception. It didn't turn into any points.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Hey, keep it up. 54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check. Watch.
Throwing again. Knicks. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll check on his status when we get back.
On the double.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
54. I'm coming after you.
Hey! High step, Lee Griffin.
Operating from the gun. Knicks. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go, ball on the 43.
Protein spill.
And to give this time to the tailback. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up the third down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Ready, set. We ain't giving him nothing.
He's coming. Double up, double up. He's coming.
Hey, exit.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
No gain on this defense. No gain.
Back to throw. Lawrence is going to fire one deep over into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is third down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Kenny Clark in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Second and long. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. He's got a man, complete. Give him 32 on the play. Well, that'll help get you out of danger. So much for playing it conservatively back towards your own goal line.
That aggressive mentality, sometimes you can use it, and they did there against a defense who probably thought to themselves, there's no way they take a shot here this deep in their own territory.
Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Ready?
On first down, Nix. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That's over 40 yards of movement with those last 2 plays. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Rashawn Gary able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Hey, Juice. 55.
On third down, Nix. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 40.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the...
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off at the 21, and he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Mike, check. 59.
He's time to win. He's time to win.
Mike 5'9.
Hey, wahoo.
Let's go, defense.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw, eluding the pressure right. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Lawrence. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. And a big loss here as he's taken down. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right down behind center. Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. Throwing middle, and it's complete. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down.
That's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here's J.K. Scott now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Oh, he'll field it in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will take over at the 20-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And 3 interceptions in this game. I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Flush to his right. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Josh Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9 at the 17-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
I got you, boy. I got you, boy. Quick, grab it. Hey, Orbit. 59's Mike. 59's Mike. Check. Let's go.
2nd and 9 now. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Hey, box truck. Bandit. Hey, Mike 20. Hey, watch the slant. Fire.
To throw on 3rd down. Lawrence into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. The first defensive back taken in this year's draft, Darnell Savage, there to knock that one away. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40.
Oh, yeah. Go.
To throw again. Nix. Throwing left side, it's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A 1st down there on a pickup at 25. The first red zone opportunity for the Panthers thus far. They come up 1st and 10, and it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked Picked off with great anticipation. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
Here we go, here we go. 18 Gator.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
60 or.
Here we go, here we go. 58 to Mike, 58.
Hey, Delta.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike. Kermit. At 58.
To throw from his end zone, Lawrence. And he is not going to get away. The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. So after a scoreless first quarter, we at least finally get some points on the board.
But it can't be what either of us expected, can it?
No, the safety's not what you expect for the first points of the game, but one of the goose eggs is gone. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And the interception thrown in the red zone last time. We'll see if they can rebound.
I just have to think the last thing he said as they went back out there was, don't do that again.
That's caught at the 25. Touchdown, Carolina. A big play there. With a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Panthers strike quickly here for 6 points. Extra point attempt here still to come. And this is good as they extend it out now to a 9-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've shown very little offensively to this point. Well, neither team has really. And they come up here now, first down.
Oh, yeah, I'm coming.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
He's not going to get me.
Hey, let go.
58 to Mike. 58 to Mike.
Ready?
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
Well, this play sequence was really kind of called in reverse. Incomplete pass on 1st and 10. Nice run on 2nd and 10 when probably everyone was expecting him to throw the football. Now, if you're the defense, what are they going to do on 3rd down? You're a little off balance.
And, boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here's J.K. Scott now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And last time the formula was pretty simple. One play drive, long pass. Maybe they just want to do that again, right?
And that's
and a big loss loss here as he's taken down. Kenny Clark, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Back to throw. Nix. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle.
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off around the 37, and his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. And that gives him now 3 interceptions in the game.
Well, someone's locked into what they're trying to get done in the passing game. When was the last time we had someone get 3 in a contest?
2011, wasn't it? Kurt Coleman?
Oh, yeah, that's
then
right.
with the Eagles?
That's right. Then with the Eagles, and I believe it was against Washington and Rex Grossman.
That's correct. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. Back to the air on 2nd down. Lawrence. Oh, he's thinking end zone for Evans. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down.
Well, one thing's for sure. When you've got a big receiver and you trust him downfield, you're going to give him opportunities to go up and get that 50-50 ball.
And he is a darn good big receiver. Unfortunately, that time didn't work out. Nice job defensively. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, come on now, come on now. Hey, exit. Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20. Come on, baby.
On 4th down, Lawrence. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. This quarterback now just 7 of 16 passing thus far, but he's got a 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Nix. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. 2nd and 15. And now here is another interception. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The number 7 usually lucky here. Not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. And he'll give it here to his running back. And some room to maneuver. And now look at him go. The 40, 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. 92 yards as they are now on the board here in the first half. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed, and a lot of football, full half to be played. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it. But at the same time, I don't like the odds. I don't like where they are in the field. Got the lead. They've done well in the first half. Don't mess it up and go into halftime looking at each other wondering what if.
This quarterback now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10.
Alpha. Check. 59.
Back to throw. Nix. This one caught by Ridley. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12. And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on him a little bit, I think.
And the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw. Nix. He's going to wind up and air it out. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes this a 9-point game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jeffrey Simmons in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. They don't want to repeat a first down. They'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. So we come upon halftime with 9 points separating these two teams. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
Come on, set. 70, Indy. Ricky.
Throwing on first down. Lawrence. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game.
Well, not a big gain with that play, but what they're doing is they're spreading the defense out, probing a little bit, and what they're hoping probably is that later in the game, they can create a matchup that they can exploit for big yardage later.
Let's go, deep, tighten up.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Lawrence. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 48. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try to cut down the length of the drive.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. 2nd and 2. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down. He's having a nice game through the air. His decision-making's been really good. Solid there again. Just seeing nothing downfield, goes underneath. Nice game.
How about the patience? Because when you're having a big game through the air, you're looking for those chunk plays, those big ones downfield. Instead, as you noted, takes the check down, dumps it off, gains good yardage anyway. Really well executed.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Nix. Flushed out right. And he comes back with one complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off down near the 5 and to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. With that interception, he just set a record that nobody ever wants to set, and that's the most picks ever in an NFL game. 8.
The last time we saw 7, 2001, right?
Yeah.
Ty Detmer. He's with the Lions at that time. To get to 8, are we sure he knows what color jerseys his team's wearing in this one?
I don't know. It has not been good. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 15-yard line.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Drop deep, X3, 218, chop it. Hey, seam 6.
Right, 59. It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time.
Smooth.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball, because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Back to throw. Lawrence. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Taken right around the 44.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At the 48-yard line.
On the double.
450 extra mic. Let's go, D.
On 1st down, Nix. Safarian Jenkins has it. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. Rashawn Gary, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. From the gun, Nix. And he finds Safarian Jenkins. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. It's a Carolina 1st down on a gain of 16. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Nix. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. Looking to throw. Nix. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. And he will get into the end zone again. And he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. Space to maneuver at the 40. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. The previous play, they barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Now they pick up over 30 yards.
3 yards on the play. 1st down, Packers.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Lawrence. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he coughed it up, and it's picked up by the Panthers.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the 3rd quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field. Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in-route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard you...
And now here is another interception. Picked off inside the 10, and the return goes up to his own 17-yard line. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
22-jet bomber. 22-jet bomber.
Check 99.
Hey, Delta.
58, right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
You gonna see me in your nightmares, son.
On 1st and 10, Lawrence. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fisher. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Number 85. A 7-yard pickup. Brings up
4 receivers in the formation here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right. 2nd and 3. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
Well, that's pretty symptomatic about how things have gone here. That play was just shut down right from the start.
And not going to give him a lot of confidence to help turn things around. The Packers on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6.
You draw quarters.
Check 15, check 15.
Ready?
Looking to throw. Lawrence. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer first down. This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, he's looking for some running room, and there wasn't a whole lot of it there on that play. I think he was lucky to get a couple of yards out of it because those defenders, they were rallying to the football pretty quickly.
Not today, you are. Not today.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, Echo.
Mike 20, Mike 20. Hey, that QB's trash. Let's go.
Mike 20, Mike 20, Mike 20.
5.
To throw on 2nd down. Lawrence. He's going to float this one deep right. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off at the 18.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. Now that turnover might just about do it. Here, 4th quarter, the lead that you've got, they can just run the football, run the clock.
Exactly right. They played smart, couple of first downs, and this one should just about be over.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. The Panthers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun. Nix. A man over the middle, and it's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It's a Panthers first down, 17 yards on the play. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Check 59, Mike.
Get it.
Back to throw. Nix. And he gets this one to Ridley, complete. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Hey, high 7.
2nd and 1. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 43.
First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Let's go.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 43.
Watch the screen.
From the gun, Nix trying to lay one up deep. It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 33 yards that time. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles. It certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
Throwing on first down, Whittington. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal.
Let's get it.
Ready?
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. Operating from the gun, Nix. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams...
And it's a fumble. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they will take over at the 29-yard line.
All right, you've had to put up with me in this booth. I'm going to try and be simple this time and succinct. It simply has not been their night.
No, I think that fumble's kind of indicative of how this whole evening's gone, isn't it?
Without a doubt. I mean, they've tried, but nothing is ever really taken throughout the game. That's why they're down so big.
30 base.
Watch the slants. Watch the slants.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
They'll throw this out wide and complete it to Ridley. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Okay, ready?
Ball 58's the mic. Rip right, rip right.
And they take a knee.
The quarterback on the keeper. A loss of a yard brings up 2nd and 11 at the 20-yard line.
Got it.
58, 58, Mike.
So this one is over.